let's flip a coin. Head Carolina, tails California, somewhere greener, somewhere warmer.
Hello, it's Sandy Graham of hoboontheroad.com. I'm in Antalya. Where am I at? Turkey. I'm freezing to death. It's about 55 degrees here. It's November 18th, I think. I want to tell you the date because I think during the day it might get hot enough, around 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock where you could actually lay in the sun. Maybe. I haven't had much luck yet so far. But I got a question. I answer worldwide questions because I've traveled nonstop for 16 plus years and went to 106 countries. Okay, let's see. Fraser asked, he wants me to talk about cell phones. Okay, and this is a very, very personalized thing. It's really difficult to talk about cell phones, but I'll talk about what I want. Okay, I want a cell phone small enough that I can put in my pocket, but big enough that I can read. So that's the $1 million problem. I have a Samsung Young. I bought it on Amazon.com. It cost me about $100. I probably would never pay more than $100 for a cell phone or smartphone. Okay, this is a smartphone really. It's got an Android operating system. It's made by Samsung, and it has a detachable battery. What I like about it is that it's small, and then I can put it in my front pocket right here and carry it without making such a big thing, and it doesn't hang out at all, and it's not a thing. A lot of people lose their cell phones because they're too big and they put them down on a table. Like I'm here at a table eating breakfast. I put it down on the table because it's uncomfortable there, and then basically somebody walks by, picks it up, or they stand up and they walk away. Classic, I'm looking at the sustainability of making sure that it doesn't get stolen, or it doesn't advertise me as a good person to rob, or it doesn't make me think too much. Okay, mainly I don't want to think too much. So like right now, I had this bag sitting here, so I'm going to put this on my leg so I don't have to worry about it, so it hangs on my leg. And I normally carry this cell phone actually because I don't use it that much. Now it's becoming a very needed thing because the guidebooks are going out of vogue because Lonely Planets became basically make money, get rich. They're not basically trying to give you good advice anymore. They're trying to make everybody rent rooms at a high price, and they're of no value anymore. So I have to use a cell phone, and I got two programs called Maps.me, and I use Google Maps, and when I have a connection, I download Google Maps, or I get on this Maps.me and download the local area where I'm at, and then I got GPS in there. So I definitely think 100% you have to have GPS. Any phone to me that, and now GPS, global positioning satellites, I should say what it is. I hate acronyms, right? Any phone should have a battery that removes. I think the smart IBM, the Macs don't have this, which I don't know what you're going to do. Because if I run out of battery, I need to have 2 batteries to 3 batteries to travel the world and use this as a map, okay? And then that means that this GPS just burns it up. I don't know how long you can leave GPS on a Mac or any of these other phones. I don't know that. I just know that my particular phone will only last about 2 hours or whatever. And that's really not a long enough time. I need to have it 3 batteries, and then you have this innate problem or intrinsic problem that you can't charge it, the extra batteries, unless it's in the phone. So constantly when I'm close to a thing, I'm charging the thing. You have to learn how to use the navigation before you arrive. It's really difficult to learn on the run, and you got to get a strategy on how to find a place. It's a quad band. There's different systems, whether you're in Africa, Southeast Asia, America, they have different bands. Everything in the United States is basically a locked phone, only for the United States, and really doesn't do much globally. Okay. I use this phone. It's a quad phone, but I have another phone. I actually will only probably use this as a supplement phone when I need navigation, okay? Because I don't really need internet access on this because I have a computer. But 98% of the people are actually jettison the computer and using smartphones for their computer, and they're accessing internet access inside the thing. They're answering their emails, they're doing their Facebook, and they're doing their thing. They're really but the good part for me as a travel blogger and a writer, they're no longer employed as travel bloggers because the phone's too small to do any real business. I mean, they can, but you know, let's be serious. It's really hard to do this kind of stuff on a cell phone, a smartphone. And so it's better for me that everybody's going to a cell phone from an egotistical, selfish point of view. But the tablets, I a lot of think you really got to think about your eyes. I can read this thing in direct sunlight or whatever. I can't really read it that well in the room with the, you know, real dark room and whatever. So I sometimes have to move into a place where I can read things. So everything's about things. Technically, I may go to a tablet, get rid of this phone, and then I'll use my cell phone. I think maybe I can dig it out. I have a little baby small cell phone that's so simple to use, and it's got a flashlight on it. I've talked about this phone before. I carry it in here just because I don't know why exactly, but it's a little LG phone, extremely small. The great part is it's got a light on it. I can actually, there's a light right there. I just press this button and the light comes on. They cost about $28, and you know, you can buy cheap throwaway phones. But if you do buy a phone, technically for a traveler, you need a torch. I actually have a torch as part of my security thing, so it's on my keychain. So I have double redundancy. I often have redundancy. So I have this keychain thing that I sell in that as part of that traveler security kit, and you know, it'll blind anybody, right? Can I blind you? It's perfect. People use their cell phones in the hotel to look at stuff. According to where you're at, that sounds like a great idea, except there are countries that are so dangerous that they'll come running by and steal your phone, especially if they know it's an $800 phone, right? So I want something that I'm willing to lose without crying about. So if I lose this phone, it's $100. But the truth is, I may go to a tablet completely, because what happens is a lot of the instructions to get to the hotel, I put on my Kindle, and it's not big enough to really hold a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, but I have to transfer it over. So if I can have all this on one device, it would be a lot better. And the tablet I would carry inside with my computer, and it wouldn't add that much weight. And if I could get one of these China's knockoffs ones for $100, with GPS, I could do the maps. I could actually see the thing. Because truthfully, when you're reading a map, a little dinky map is not the way to travel, okay? It's not to say, you know, and the shame that you got here is that you got these kids that can see it, acting like, why are you so stupid you can't use it, right? And the people don't have the self-esteem to admit they can't really use the phone. So, bottom line is, you know, you got to carry the thing around. So once I go bigger than this, I might as well go to a tablet, right? So let me point out, I tried to write some notes on this. Fraser asked this question, and see if I can find him. You got to know how much you text, because I like the keypad. I don't like these touch-tone things. It's a lot easier to text fast if you do it, and texting is a good way for sending an address. There's really values to texting. Sitting around doing every message by text to me is I don't like to text with people. I don't like to chat with people. I don't want to get on Skype and chat. I don't want to get on Yahoo thing. I only do it when there's not a connection fast enough to on Skype to call. But you can also have Skype in one of these cell phones, right? Okay, my mother could not use the phone. She is 81, and so you gotta sit there and admit that you can't see, because pulling out glasses in the middle of the street, trying to read a cell phone when you're walking down the street and you're lost, it's not what you want to do. Okay, I feel that Samsung right now is the best brand on the planet for a savvy person. I think anybody that wants to do a fashionable thing where they fashionable thing. No, come on, sit down. I'll be done in 1 second. No, I'm doing it, but sit down. Let's go. One of my friends pulling up. I really like him, so I got my priorities. He's taking the piss. He's doing that British thing. But he says he's from Wales, so I realize I got to be careful now.
Just say British.
Okay, but okay, I don't like Apple because I think they have internalized thing, and I think it's just basically a fashion statement as opposed thing. But it's for, you know, those guys that need that self-esteem push, and you're gonna probably get more girls with the Apple, right? The Mac. Yeah, I want a cell phone that if I lose it, I don't get upset and I cry. Okay. I thought I bought a dual SIM thing, and I just understood the other day that I don't have a dual SIM, and the advertising actually said dual SIM, which means that if one network's down, I'm using Claro and Tigo's working better. I can use either one. Your butt's wet too, right? I'm living with it. Okay. I also have a thing inside where you gotta have a data card. So there's a data card that I didn't buy that to add all these maps on there and all these things. You need to buy a data card to go with it. I don't want any kind of contract because I don't want to, you know, basically contracts are like owing your show to the company store. You basically have to pay every month. Doesn't seem like a big deal, $30, but 30 times 12 is $360, so the phone really costs $360 and not $100, right? I want to be able to shut off all my expenses at any given time. I don't want ever to be, I don't get monthly contracts. I buy things cash because and the Bible actually says it. Even the Muslims say it. All these religions say don't go buy things on money because it's really like the money traders and the thing. Okay, can I think of anything else? If you can, get you want to be able to make a flashlight with the phone with one push without click, 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 because it's in the dark. You got to go click, click, click. It's really tough. You just want to be able to click, turn on the flashlight, click, turn it off. They don't make these phones correctly. They're more or less mostly toys, and you're addicted to your cell phone because you lose. Yes, I figured it out. Lose. I figured it out. I know that I'm a computer whiz king. I'm a genius at this stuff. I don't have any desire to spend my time learning how to do stuff just so that I get addicted to things. There is a point where you got to say, it is nice to buy a cell phone that's just like your buddy's next door so he can explain it, right? I do this on computers. That's why I have an IBM computer and not a Mac, because there's more IBM people internationally than there are Macs. Mac users are always like in the USA, which I could buy a Mac and I could have somebody trade me, but I'm not going to pay 3 times the price of an IBM computer. I can buy one of those for $300 and I got to buy a Mac for, I don't know. So to me it's just logical economics, and then I can throw away 3 of them. I buy used cameras now, and I don't buy new ones because I can buy 3 of them and one breaks, because I'm not really worried about them stopping. I'm more worried about me losing them or breaking them. Okay, Andy Graham, Hobo Traveler, thank you very much, Fraser, for asking the question. And be honest about your eyesight, Sky, and don't sit there and try to be Superman when you're not, okay? AndyGrahamHoboTraveler.com in Antalya, Turkey.